Hey, equestrians! Woo, 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 woo! Super excited about this topic because it's a very important one. Okay, last week we did one about how to stop your horse from bucking. So now what about the opposite? And I know I did kind of touch on some of the same things, which you're probably going to hear from me today, because honestly, what I'm about to tell you today, it works. Okay, it works. And it's one secret. There's one thing that you can do, 3 words. One thing, 3 words, what you can do to stop rearing forever. Okay, so I'm going to share that with you. But before I do, I want to share a story with you. And this story is a little bit about sort of what not to do. Okay, and I don't mean what not to do in the sense of like, oh, don't pull on the horse's reins when they rear. Like, we all know that. Okay, we all know when the horse rears, don't pull on the reins, they might flip over. This is not about that. I'm going to tell you a little story about what not to do. And this little trick is going to save you thousands and thousands of dollars on a horse trainer to fix your rearing horse. And I had a student. They found me when I was living in England briefly. And by the time they had found me, their horse had been rearing for years. Okay, and it was basically at my student's breaking point. This horse was rearing, like this mare had 99 problems and all of them was solved with rearing. Okay, so she would rear for everything. Like, this lady would take her out on a trail and she would rear. She would take her in the arena, rear. She would try and take her over trot poles, rear. Like anything and everything she threw at this horse, that horse would solve it by, rearing. And so by the time my student found me, she was basically at her breaking point. Okay, it was like, either we fix this horse from rearing, or either I have to like get rid of her or something. And which would be a shame because I've had this horse since it was a baby. So I took this horse and, I played with her and I tried to see what the problem was. And here's the thing, and this is what's going to save you thousands of dollars on horse training. Okay, so I had this horse for a little while, not very long, to be honest. And I approached my student and I told her, so your horse will never, ever, ever rear with me, ever. And she got really excited. She was like, oh, really? Like, you fixed her? Like, she's not going to rear anymore? And I was like, hold on. I said your horse is never going to rear with me, ever. And my student got quiet. And I said, I can't guarantee this horse is not going to rear with you. And again, quiet. And she was like, so what do I do? And this is what's going to save you thousands of dollars on training fees. Yeah. I said, look, you could either keep throwing money at me because, I'm grateful for the money. That's fine. Or the better solution, let's fix you. Because your horse is not the problem. Okay? Your horse is fine. You are the problem. So let's fix you. So instead of paying me thousands of dollars to train your horse, let's just, how about you take some riding lessons? How about you work with me? Okay, so let's fix you. So that's what I want to talk about today, is because everyone always talks about how do you stop a rearing horse? Okay, and in my life, like, I've met a lot of horses. I've ridden lots of rears, it happens. But to be honest, usually, and it was the case with this mare, I think she reared with me once. And you know what? And it was a beautiful rear. I give her points. She should have been in a movie, this mare. It was a majestic rear. She went on her hinds and was like, woo! She's a little Arabian, so it was like one of those Arabian rears that you see in movies. Like, it was beautiful. Okay? But I didn't react to it in a negative way. So what her owner had been doing, and why this horse was kind of trained to rear all the time, is because every time she would go to rear or even threaten to rear, my student would burst into tears, would get off, would stop whatever it was she was trying to ask the horse to do. So that was the mare's way of, one, being alpha, and two, getting away with not doing anything. Okay, so the issue, as I said, was her. It wasn't the horse. The horse was rearing as a result of not wanting to listen to this student. Okay, she was either pulling on the reins or not allowing her to go forward. She was making her tense and tight. And, this horse was just kind of like, okay, well, what other options do I have? I know, let's go up. Okay, so that's what I want to sort of make clear for you guys. So I told you it's one, I could fix rearing in one sentence, 3 words. Okay, that's, oh, now I've lost it. Is it 3 words? Okay, I'm just going to go for it. Send them forward. Okay, send them forward. One sentence, 3 words. Like, that's the magic cure for rearing. Send them forward. Okay. But a lot of us, it's one of those things where it's simple, but it's not easy. And the reason that it's simple, but it's not easy, like, oh, send them forward, like, duh. Okay, it's simple, but it's not easy. And there's a whole lot of things that get in the way from us solving that problem. So in the case of my student, it had become a panic situation for her, the human being. Okay, so every time the horse threatened to rear, didn't even rear, but threatened it, she got upset. She would burst into tears. She would start to panic. She would like, oh my God, my horse is going to rear. She would get off. Okay, so, when I say it's simple, but it's not easy, it's because it is simple. You send them forward. Like, that's the magic cure. And I'll tell you why this works. It's because a horse physically cannot rear if they are moving forward. Think about that for a second. If the horse is moving forward, what do they have to do if they want to rear? They have to stop. Because rearing, they're standing still, right? So logically, if the horse is not standing still, they're not stopped, they can't rear. Okay, they can't rear and run. So if they're moving forward, they can't rear. That's a very boring video because they don't rear. Okay, so send them forward. It's very simple. The reason it's not easy is because of a lot of us have, fear or lack of confidence, or we panic, or we have these reflex reactions where we pull on their reins. We actually cause our horses to stop. We give them the opportunity to stop because we're kind of in that fetal position. We tip forward, we're bracing on our reins. We're actually telling our horse, like, hey, the only thing you can do is rear because I'm not letting you go forward. So the horse, to them, it's like, well, my owner wants me to rear because there's no other direction for me to go. They're squeezing me with their legs, telling me to go, but the reins are pulling on my face, telling me to stop. I guess they want me to go up. And to some horses, that means rear. So the simple solution is send them forward, okay? Problem solved. However, because it's simple but not easy, what I have done is I've actually created guided riding lessons. These are like audio riding lessons that you can actually like put your earphones in and listen to these audio riding lessons. And 2 of the lessons, which I already have in our site, is basically the perfect warm-up. That's what I call them, the perfect warm-up. I promise you, if you do these perfect warm-up exercises, that's going to cure rearing. Okay, because that horse is going to be sent forward, but not only that, the horse is going to be engaged, like mentally. They're going to be listening to you. Like, this is going to solve so many problems for you. It's going to solve rearing. It's going to solve bucking. It's going to solve a plethora of things, like insert problem here. So we have a 7-day free trial for these guided audio riding lessons. So, there's a link, up above or down below, like go and find it. Sign up for the 7-day free trial. Do the perfect warm-up, because that's going to teach you the simple but not easy. Like, that's going to make it easy for you because you literally just listen to my voice in your ears. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. And I'm going to make a fun game out of it. So that's what I would suggest. But the cheaper, cheaper than paying for a horse trainer. Okay, don't pay for a horse trainer. Okay, you don't need a horse trainer. And I know that's contradictory because I'm a horse trainer. But that's the thing. That's what I'm telling you. Don't pay for a horse trainer. Okay, because 99% of the time it's not the horse. So go and do those guided audio riding lessons. Do, the perfect warm-up, number 1 and number 2. Number 2 is a little bit more difficult, so don't start with that one. But that's what I'm genuinely going to suggest for you guys. And then the other resource is, we have the Speaking Horse Line. I just got the book. I'm super excited. Like, I just got the book in the mail. It's beautiful. There's like beautiful pictures, and yeah. So, there you go, the Speaking Horse. The reason I suggest this one is there's a couple of things that I talk about in this book. I talk about, difficult horses, problem horses. And I also talk about, I give you some fun games and fun exercises. To me, when a horse has an issue like rearing or bucking or maybe even like biting or kicking or like any kind of naughty vice, for me, it's very important that we learn, 1, to control our emotions. Okay, that's where I said usually when the horse goes to rear, like we're panicking or we're in fetal position. So 1, we need to learn how to control our emotions, but also we need to learn how to have fun with our horses. I think for me, that is the biggest thing that I want you guys to take away today. And I hope you write that down, have fun with my horse. Do exercises. So that's what I did with my student. I started building her little obstacle courses, here's a cone and here's some trot poles and here's this and here's that. And, she was an endurance rider, so she had never really done that kind of stuff before. And I started making arena stuff fun for her and her horse. And then what we would do is we would go out on the trail and basically apply the same concepts on the trail. You can play tag on the trail. You can like zigzag around the trees. Like there's so many things that you can do with your horse. So I think as riders, a lot of the times we forget that, when we have this kind of like, oh, I have to fix rearing today. Okay, so we kind of have this like, I don't know, trainer hat on or teacher hat on, where we think that teaching our horse has to be boring. And it's just not true, because like in high school, I didn't even pay attention to like 99% of my teachers because they're boring. Like they're so boring, and I just couldn't, like the information didn't stick. And so, to this day, like I don't even remember anything I learned in high school. But guess what? It's not that I'm stupid. Like I've traveled the world. I know more about history and culture from my world travels than whatever it is they tried to teach me sitting in a classroom. So if your horse is one of those like super intelligent, maybe they're just bored. Maybe they're just bored and they need to have fun, and they need some fun exercises that you give them in order to make them enjoy their experiences and their time with you, and for you to start laughing and having a good time. Because it's scientifically proven that if you're smiling and if you're laughing, it actually relaxes your body. And actually, if you laugh, like really laugh, if you laugh hard, okay, if you really laugh, your body actually maintains that relaxation for 45 minutes. Okay, that's so crazy that if you laugh right now, for the next 45 minutes, you're going to be relaxed, which means when you're sitting on your horse, you're going to be naturally relaxed. You're not going to be pulling on the reins. You're not going to be doing fetal position. Okay, so your key takeaways from today's lesson is 1, send them forward. 2, save money on horse trainers. Okay, if the problem is not the horse, a horse trainer is not going to fix it. Okay, if the problem is you, then you need lessons. And we have guided audio riding lessons for you. Okay, so number 1, send them forward. Number 2, save money on a trainer, take lessons or guided riding audio lessons. And then number 3, we need to work on getting you to have fun with your horse. Okay, so those are the big 3 takeaways for today. And I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I know, again, a lot of you are like, it's simple, but it's not easy. Like, what do I do? Okay, so if you have any questions, then like I'm here. Okay, drop it in the chat for me and just let me know like what kind of experiences you guys are having. And if you sign up for the 7-day free trial and you're doing the perfect warm-up with our guided audio lesson, let me know in the chat. Like, let me know in the chat how that exercise worked for you and how it helped you. And I expect some little light bulb moments to go off. So just let me know. Let me know in the chat. And I'm super excited to hear from you guys. I get a lot of emails, and I have a long list of like topics and questions from you guys already. Sorry, like, I can only make 1 video a day kind of a thing. But yeah, if you have any other questions or whatever, like I'm here, let me know. And the great thing about those guided riding audio lessons, by the way, is I'm actually taking special requests. So if you have a lesson that you want, then send me an email. Let me just go ahead and put my email. Send me an email and say, hey, Krystal, I would love a riding lesson about, insert topic here. And it could be anything, leg yields, it could be endurance stuff. We have some like a variety of stuff in the guided audio riding lesson. So we have some stuff on the trail. We have some dressage stuff. We have some trot pole stuff or some jumping stuff. Like I'm going to be putting new lessons in there every week. So let me just leave my email for you guys. Yeah, if you sign up for the 7-day free trial, again, the link is somewhere. You can request a special personalized riding lesson from me. So I'm super excited to be able to. I'm not going to do that forever. So, just like calm down. Let me know now while I'm able to do it. And just send me an email. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. And thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys next time.